Super Bowl is over. That means it's time for real estate to start coming to life. We are going to be talking about the Sacramento real estate market in this video. We're in the beginning of 2026. It is February, and I'm fired up for 2026 for this year in Sacramento real estate. I'm Doug Reynolds, Sacramento area realtor. This is a monthly market update. We do talking about Sacramento real estate every single month. We go over the stats, the data, what's going on with the stats. And then we talk about just the market in general. What am I seeing? What are my clients experiencing? All that good stuff. So let's jump into the numbers and then we'll talk about the market. All right, so we are in February 2026. So these are the stats for January. Stats in December and January and February are a little wonky usually. So we'll go through them. We'll see if there is anything that's a little bit off just because it's right in the middle of the end of the year. Christmas, New Year's, all that stuff, it throws the stats off a little bit here. So let's see, median home price. This is for the county of Sacramento, Sacramento County real estate, single family homes. The median sales price was $538,000 for January. That's up just a little bit from December, and that's down a tiny bit from a year ago. The median has been basically pretty flat for about two and a half years. We've been in the 530 to 560 range for, going on about 2.5 years now. So not surprising to see that things have not changed substantially there. I think as we start moving forward into the spring and the summer, we might see that median trickle up a little bit, but probably be staying in that range for the next couple months. Highest price sale for January, $2.3 million. Lowest price sale, $125,000. Large, always fun to just kind of look at that big delta range there from the lowest to the highest. Okay, if you're looking at just all the homes that sold, they sold for 97.2% of the original list price. So definitely some are selling above, some are selling below. If you look at the whole of all the homes, they sold for an average sales price of almost 3% less than what they were originally listed for, all right? Okay, the amount of homes sold. This is where stats get a little wonky. We only had 594 single family homes close in January. That's down about 40% from December. That's normal. December is always higher than January, and then we start increasing as we get into February, March, and April. But you can see that it was less than we had at this time last year. About 17% less homes sold this year compared to last year. So that is something to keep an eye on the year over year there. I think as we start moving forward, because rates are a little bit lower, we will start to see the amount of homes sold increasing as we go along. Average days on the market, 47 days on the market, pretty normal to be having a little bit higher average days on the market, December, January, February. As we get into spring, that number will start coming down. 46% of the homes that sold had multiple offers on them. And then let's take a look at our snapshot of what's going on in the market right now. As of right this moment, we got 1,473 listings available. That's up a little bit from December, and that's up 13% from a year ago in January. And so that is a good sign to see if we're going to get more transactions happening, we need more listings. And so we're starting the year off with a little bit more listings now than we did at this time last year. That equates to about 2.4 months worth of supply. And then on the pending side, we've got 866 pending sales, definitely up from December, but up a little bit from a year over year standpoint. So what I just saw in those numbers were we have a little bit more homes available for sale right now. That is good for a few reasons. One, it's going to help the buyers that are looking for properties out there to buy, and it's going to help actually more transactions start to happen. We need more homes in order to have more transactions happening. What's gone on the last couple of years is just we've had this incredibly low amount of transactions occurring. People just still clinging to that 2.5-3% mortgage. But life has happened to those people, and it's time that they need to say, okay, we've got 3 kids in a 3-bedroom house now. We really need to move up, or we need to relocate, or life things are happening, marriages, divorce, deaths, births, all those things. So I think this is the year we're going to start to finally see a little bit more going on in the terms of listings and also transactions occurring. I also saw that the pendings were up a little bit from this time last year. And personally myself right now, I've been experiencing quite a bit of activity in the market to start the year here in Sacramento. I had a listing, came on the market. We had 6 offers on it. It went well above the list price. I also have had some buyers. They've been competing. One buyer wrote an offer. They went $20,000 over the list price, and it still went even higher to another buyer. They had 10 offers on that one. And then I just got a buyer in a contract, and he competed with 4 offers on that one. And so there's more buyers than there are sellers out there right now, but it is a mixed bag market. It doesn't mean that every house is getting 10 offers or 4 offers or selling over list price. That one that my buyer competed with 4 other buyers with, he actually got into contract below the list price. It had been on the market for a while. They listed it a little bit too high. It just happened to be that couple of buyers all came at it at the same time 3 weeks after it had already been on the market. The sellers were aware. We definitely listed this a little bit too high because nothing happened the first 3 weeks we were on the market. They were willing to negotiate, but we also had to compete with those other buyers that were out there. So moving forward, I think this is going to be a little bit of a traditional real estate cycle this year. And by what I mean by that is usually buyers show up to the market first. We are seeing that right now. We are seeing a bit more buyers than we have listings. Typically listings, the sellers, they take a little bit more time to get on the market. So as we get towards the end of February, beginning of March, and even into April, we're going to start to see more and more listings coming on the market as the sellers are getting their houses ready, the timing right for them and everything. But buyers, they're different because they're like, well, Christmas check, New Year's check, okay, pre-qualified check, I'm ready to go. Let's go find a house. And so we've got a lot of buyers that are out there in the market right now looking for homes. There's just not a ton out there. I've got a couple buyers. I'm just saying, hey, just be patient. Let's look at what's out there. If you're not finding something you love, there's going to be something coming up in the next few weeks to month here. Just be patient and we're going to go and get it for you when the time is right. So moving forward, keep an eye on interest rates. Man, if we see rates trickle down, they're in the low 6s right now. I think if we can get to a 5 at the beginning of that, things are really going to pop and start moving more. We're going to start having more houses coming on the market, more buyers entering the market, and just more transactions going on. So keep an eye on interest rates. As of right now, a bit more buyers than there are sellers, but it is a mixed bag. So sellers, trust me, you can overprice it and you can shoot yourself in the foot, even though there are multiple offers going on right now. Buyers are picky. They're sensitive to the price. They're sensitive to the condition. If it's dialed in and it's priced right, they will go after it. If it's not, they're going to back off and let that thing sit. So for sellers, make sure you are following the formula. Price it right. Show well. Good marketing, you'll have success. Buyers, you need to be ready with an awesome pre-approval, a great lender, and a great agent that knows what they're doing. If you're ready, you can go and compete if you need to, or circle back to the ones that have been on the market for a while. Those sellers are looking for an offer. They're looking to negotiate. If it's been on the market for a while, those sellers understand they're too high. A lot of them, they don't want to lower the price, but they are more than willing to negotiate a price lower if you send them an offer and you start that conversation. So if you're looking to connect with me, my website's realestatewithdoug.com. Look forward to talking to you, whether you're looking to sell or buy this year, and clear skies.